Hello and welcome to your weekly card pull. My name is Alexa, I go by Alexa Alchemy, and today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of February 13th, 2023. This specific reading is channeled for all of my Pisces, so if you are a Pisces sun, moon, rising, or north node, this one is for you. And for this week's reading, I did pull from, I am pulling from a couple of different oracle decks, and I do have a tarot deck, so we'll see what wants to come out. I felt called to have, I actually had one card pop out that I wanted to just start with initially. Normally when I do these readings, the first question I ask is what guidance do you guys, would you guys benefit from? What would be useful, what perspectives will aid you in this upcoming week, and any challenges that, or any advice for dealing with challenges that may arise. And the question that I got for you guys was actually in reverse, and it says, what does your soul say? Now, my dear Pisces, in the reverse, this card can imply a level of confusing your soul song or your soul calling, and maybe a little bit of misinterpretation. So I do feel like for some of you, there might be some themes this week on tapping into your intuition. Now, as a Pisces, I'm going to keep pulling some cards, but that one was the first one I wanted to start with. As a Pisces, Pisces energy is at its best phenomenal at understanding other people. A couple. At its worst, though, Pisces energy, or its shadow, if you will, Pisces can get kind of stuck in like other people's ways of being. You may lose sight of yourself, have some poor boundaries. So I do feel like for some of you, you might be working with some identity like what's what I'm looking for. Maybe separating yourself from others in a healthy way. Now, unity consciousness is a thing, and you know there is definitely a level of like connectivity that you have naturally, and it's a gift of yours, Pisces, but I do feel like getting clear on what is yours and what is theirs will be really useful for you. Now, other cards that came out for you guys, Creator Alchemy in reverse. So some of you are going to be working through alchemizing your emotions or your relationship to life in general. So the way you have felt about things in the past is now shifting or has the opportunity to shift. So there may be some resistance to that, but I think ultimately this week likely is presenting to you some really cool chances to shift your narrative on things, to shift how you feel. I pulled the card You Are Epic, so in the upright, this is really positive. Do not forget the gifts that you guys bring forward. If you start questioning them, realize that even your struggles are a gift, even your shadows are a gift, even that Pisces energy where I said maybe you're getting confused about how you feel, what you want. It's not a bad thing. It's simply, it's a challenge you're gonna have to work through, but it's not a bad thing that it's there. Everything has yin and yang, so yin side of that, yang side of that, you know, I don't know, every light has dark. I'm sorry, I keep fucking dropping these cards. I did pull external validation. I feel like some of you, especially with the what does your soul say, I feel like some of you are maybe seeking the approval of others outside of yourself, seeking their opinions, their thoughts, their even their criticisms. I feel like some of you are like actively like looking for people to validate you potentially in a negative way. Now, I did pull this in the upright, which is quite positive, so I think it will be useful for you to pay attention to how you are relating to validation. Sometimes, I mean, it's validation is not a bad thing. So if you struggle to receive it, then you're gonna have opportunities to work with that. If you cling to it and need it, then you're gonna have opportunities to work with that. Because I pulled it in the upright, I do feel like a lot of you are healing or have a pretty healed relationship with external validation. I would be conscientious of the way that those downloads are coming in and how you are relating to them. When people compliment you or tell you that they like what you're doing or whatever, does it give you fuel? Do you shut down? Do you need that in order to keep going? Examine your relationship to external validation. Overthinking can spoil the magic. I feel like some of you have maybe been overthinking a lot. This was in reverse. Oh no, sorry, this one was upright. But I do feel like some of you, have been thinking about things a little bit too much. In reverse, prosperity sister are joy and happiness, again in reverse. So for some of you, maybe you've been putting a little bit too much thought into financial, physical, material matters and not enough thought into what is bringing you joy, what is bringing you genuine happiness. Again, your soul is not craving money, your soul is craving abundance per se. Or I think it will be important for you to ask yourself, what is at the root of what you are wanting? What is at the root of what you are asking for, my dear Pisces? And understand that for different people, those things will manifest in different ways. For some people, security equals money. For other people, security equals family. So I think it will be really beneficial for you to align with how you feel about the things that you are wanting and calling in, and to know that maybe if you've been over-relying on wealth, or I feel like wealth as validation, maybe wealth to you is a validation of your safety, examining your relationship to that and how you feel about it. Fear, Serenity pulled in reverse. Some of you may be working with some conflict, or some of you may be working with some situations that are polarizing or a little challenging, and maybe they're triggering for you. So if that is the case, assume the position, literally, figuratively, whatever, assume the position of a peaceful warrior. Some of you, maybe you're feeling a little combative and you don't need to be. And finally, I feel like along with the You Are Epic, I got the Your Soul Shine. So some of you maybe are in a position where you're starting to recognize or remember just like how much potential you carry. And I think when you realign with the things that you actually want for your life and what your soul calling, if you will, what your soul path is, comparatively speaking, so you're not focusing on what other people want for you, you're focusing more on what you want for yourself, that shift in focus will probably open up your mind to see your gifts a little bit more clearly, because your gifts were given to you to help you fulfill your specific life goals, or your soul's calling, if you will. And so maybe if you've been focusing on trying to achieve the dreams of other people, or achieve what other people are telling you you should want, if you're hyper fixating on that, I feel like it might be taking you away from what your actual gifts can provide for you. So I do feel like realigning with what you actually want will enable you to have a little bit more clarity in your life as to like how you really want to be spending your time and energy in a good way. I am going to pull from my other oracle deck here just to see if anything else, any other information that would be helpful for you guys, perspectives, etc. for this upcoming week. Okay, interesting. So some of you are definitely letting go of some old things of the past, maybe old hurts, old pains. I pulled for you guys in the upright position, Apache Tears, which implies releasing grief. So this is letting go of the emotions of grief. Some of you have been holding on to grief and pain. I feel like maybe some of you are grieving things because you think that you need to be grieving them still, and you really don't need to be. Like it's been long enough, you're ready to let it go and you're ready to move on, and maybe you're concerned that other people will think you're selfish for that, but I feel for you that in doing so and in letting go of those things, you're tuning into yourself. For some of you, maybe this took the place of a breakup, and like you, I don't know, maybe parted ways with someone and you're like ready to move on, but you feel like, oh, that's been kind of quick. Like, I don't know if it's right or if it's the right time. I think it's time for you to get in tune with what feels good to you and what feels right to you. There's no right or wrong way, there's only your way. So Raw Morganite in reverse, some of you need to have some forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness and some self-gentleness. I feel like some of you have been really, really hard on yourself unnecessarily, and you have some chances to, again, with Apache Tears, let that go. Let go of the side of yourself that's really hard on yourself all the time, because that side of yourself might be going back to external validation. Like, you might be feeling really hard on yourself and really, what's the word I'm looking for? Judgmental over your actions, because you were in the past looking for external validation. That chapter of you, if that resonates now or in the past, that chapter of you is going bye-bye or has gone. Like, it's time to let go of that if you haven't already. And if you have, congratulations on letting go, it was ready. So there's definitely an ending of that chapter of yourself, or a shift in that chapter of yourself. What else do I have? Okay, so you place. Okay, so we'll start with this one. You place in the reverse. With this card, I do feel like some of you, you're realigning with, again, this is not, again, I haven't gone over this one yet, sorry. This one's about wisdom from within and your own inner truth. So you are aligning with what feels good to you. Going back to the other cards, now this is where the again comes in. These ones are both very closely tied, very closely related. Letting go of what other people are wanting for you, or what you think other people want for you. and tapping into your own internal wisdom, your own internal desires, your own internal self. There's a lot of coming back to self for you guys this upcoming week, which is beautiful. I love that for you, my dear Pisces, especially because with Pisces, struggling with boundaries may be a common theme. So you're getting back to yourself. Maybe some of you are going to feel this energy of like pulling away from people or things or places that you no longer need to be attached to. And that's clearing up a lot of space for you. Yeah, it's clearing up a lot of space for you guys to have a little bit more harmony within your life and your connections. Lithium quartz in reverse, also about harmoniousness and interconnection with other people. So I think this will actually open up, for some of you, maybe you've been trying to maintain or hold connections. This is making sense now. You're trying to maintain or hold connections with other people or within certain relationships. And in order to maintain those connections, you guys are losing sight of yourself. And so this week you have a little bit of a chance to get some breathing room and to identify, my dear Pisces, what feels good to you. And in doing that, you're actually going to realign with the people, the relationships, etc., that will bring you closer to yourself. And it will actually relax how your nervous system is showing up, how you are reacting with or acting with other people. So I feel like some of you are just, long story short, some of you are afraid that in stepping away and saying, okay, what do I want? You're going to lose a bunch of connections. I actually feel like you're going to gain them. So do keep that in mind. And you're not going to be alone as a result of doing this. Also in reverse, pulled for you guys the card of Sodalite. This is all about intentionality and being aware. So there's a level of like awareness with this card. Some of you are now going to become aware of these pieces of yourself. Again, with this one and Euclase and what does your soul say, I feel like this is all just implying like you're going to become way more aware of who you are and how you feel. And that's fucking beautiful. You don't need to do anything to make that process unfold. I feel like it's going to happen quite naturally. And if you are struggling with that, I also pulled Orange Calcite, which is a big encouragement for you to tap into your creative energy. This could be sexuality, sensuality. This could be through art. This could be through music, through dance. Anything that you identify with as creative or like activating your creative spirit, that's going to be ultimately like something you're going to want to really pay some attention to this week, my dear Pisces. I feel like there might be one other card that wants to come out within this deck. Okay, interesting. I pulled this one for the last one too. So Aqua Aura Quartz, all about connecting to infinite potential, connecting to source energy, connecting to your own purpose and your own potential as well. So there is definitely a renewal. This card is like the card of renewal. So spring energy, renewing yourself, renewing how you feel. A lot of you, honestly, in grieving this chapter where maybe you have been really like way too hard on yourself, way too hard on how you've been showing up, you haven't been connected to yourself, you've been overly obsessed with what other people are thinking maybe, or had a poor relationship with that. That's all shifting. And this shift, if it hasn't happened already, I feel like you're going to feel it happening this week, is going to open up a lot of doors for you to realign with your like what actually makes you feel purposeful and awake and aware in your life. I feel called to close out. I actually feel like for you guys, this one was meant to be a little bit short. I don't feel super called to pull really anything out of the tarot deck. There were, okay, let's see here. Two cards that were popping up. Two of Cups in reverse, definitely letting go of some connections or some relationships or some things that were not aligned with you. Again, this is all about realignment. So this is a positive thing. So it doesn't mean that you have to dump them out of your life. It just kind of means like there will be shifts there. And the Six of Swords in upright position. So letting go of things that are holding you back, letting go of the perspectives. Again, I think this has a lot more to do with the perspectives of others. So this could be your idea of relationship, your idea of what it means to be connected with others, and maybe your idea of connection means like people pleasing. So I feel like you're just letting that go, my dears. I feel like this week you are just letting go of that side of yourself that is stuck in or obsessing over the way other people are perceiving you or what their desires are. So clear boundaries, my dear Pisces. Clear boundaries is your theme for this week. All right, feeling called to close out. I know I said I wouldn't do tarot and then two popped up, so there we go. But I love you, my dear Pisces. I very much appreciate having you guys here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions on anything, reach out and let me know. You can shoot me a message here on Instagram, on TikTok, all of the above. You can find me at alexab.alchemy. I do these readings every single week free of charge, so please feel free to leave a donation below if you would like. Tap the subscribe button, especially if you found the guidance helpful, so you can tune in every single week. And finally, I would love it if you would leave a comment, or at the very least a little thumbs up if this resonated, so that I know. So thank you, my dear Pisces. Have a most beautiful week. Keep those boundaries, know who you are, accept other people. This will deepen your ability to connect with other people in a really beautiful way for you, I promise. All right, much love. I love you guys so much. Talk to you soon.